I want to be precise with what I'm about to tell you because it sounds mystical, but it's not. Everything in this episode is published science, peer-reviewed, documented, replicated. It just happens to be science that most people aren't ready to sit with, because if it's true and the evidence says it is, then the body is something fundamentally different from what we've been told. It's not just tissue, it's not just chemistry, it's something else. 5 episodes in, we've covered what fascia is, what it's made of, how it communicates with the nervous system, how it organizes movement, how it stores emotional experience in tissue. Each episode, the picture has gotten more complex, more alive, but today is going to get a little strange because researchers working independently in different countries in different decades have discovered that fascia does things that don't fit inside the standard biological model. Things that dominant framework of Western medicine has no clean category for. Not because they're supernatural, because the model is incomplete and the evidence is pointing somewhere most scientists still aren't willing to go publicly. So let's go there. The first discovery: when you apply mechanical force to fascia, when you compress, stretch, load, right, it generates an electrical charge. It's called piezoelectric, right? Piezo from the Greek word meaning to press or squeeze. The tissue produces electricity in direct response to physical force. This isn't unique in biology. Quartz crystals do this, certain ceramics do this, but fascia, specifically the collagen in fascia, is one of the most piezoelectric biological materials ever identified. What does this mean? It means every time you move, every step, every lift, every stretch, your fascial system is generating electrical signals. Not just mechanical signals, not just chemical signals, but electrical signals running through the connective tissue matrix. And electrical signals can carry information. They can stimulate cellular activity, they can influence gene expression, they can potentially communicate across the body at speeds that chemical and even neural transmission can't match. Movement isn't just mechanical input, it's electrical input. And the receiver of the electricity is your fascia. The second discovery, and this one requires a moment: collagen, the primary structural protein of your fascia, behaves as a liquid crystal. You know what a liquid crystal is? You're looking at one right now. The screen you're watching this on, liquid crystal display, LCD, a state of matter that is simultaneously ordered like a crystal and fluid-like as a liquid. It has a molecular structure precise enough to conduct and transmit signals, but it can also flow and adapt. The collagen in your fascia has the same property. It is a biological liquid crystal, which means it doesn't just passively hold structure. It can conduct, transmit, organize signal. Researcher named James Oschman spent decades documenting this. His conclusion was the fascial matrix is a continuous, body-wide communication system capable of transmitting signals through the entire connective tissue network simultaneously. Not through the nerves, not through the blood, but through the crystalline structure of the collagen itself. The implications of that is enormous, right? Because if the fascial matrix is a communication network, then every restriction, every adhesion, every place where the tissue lost its crystalline organization is also a disruption in that communication, a place where the signal stops or gets distorted. The third discovery involves water, specifically the water inside your fascia. A biophysicist named Gerald Pollack at the University of Washington discovered something that overturned a basic assumption about the states of water. We learned 3 states in school, right? Solid, liquid, gas. Pollack identified a 4th one. He called it exclusion zone water, easy water, a structured phase of water that forms at the boundary between water and hydrophilic. Easy water is not regular water. It has a different molecular structure, different electrical properties. It excludes solutes, right? Particles from its zones. It stores energy and it can release that energy in a way that regular liquid water cannot. The ground substance of your fascia, the gel we talked about in episode 2, is largely composed of easy water, structured water, ordered water. It's not just hydration, but a phase of matter with its own energy dynamics, right? Which means the statement, drink more water for your fascia, is more profound than it sounds. You are not just lubricating tissue, you are maintaining the energetic state of a structured biological medium. And that distinction is very important. The fourth discovery, this is the one most people aren't ready for. Your body emits light. It's not heat radiation, it's not infrared, it's actual photons, right? Ultra weak, far below what the human eye can detect without instrumentation, but measurable, consistent, and organized. A German biophysicist named Fritz-Albert Popp spent decades documenting this. He called them biophotons. And his findings was not just that cells emit light, it was that they emit it in a coherent pattern. Coherence means organized, ordered, like a laser rather than a light bulb. Where does a significant portion of this biophotonic emission originate? The connective tissue, the fascial matrix. Popp proposed that biophoton emission is part of the body's internal communication system, that cells use light, coherent photonic signals, to coordinate with each other at speeds no chemical messenger could ever achieve. Your body is a light emitting system and your fascia is one of your primary source. So let's put these four things together, right? Fascia generates electricity under mechanical load. Fascia conducts signal through a liquid crystal collagen matrix. The water inside fascia exists in a structured energetic phase, and the fascial system emits coherent light as part of its communication network. Now go back to the ancient traditions like acupuncture, channels of energy flowing through the body along specific lines. Ayurveda, prana, the vital force flowing through channels called nadis, right? Taoism, chi, the animating current that organizes living systems. The Hermetic tradition, the vital field of the subtle body, the luminous form underlying the physical. These traditions didn't have electron microscopes, they didn't have piezoelectric measurement equipment, they didn't have biophoton detectors, but they described an electrical, energetic, luminous field running through the body along specific anatomical lines thousands of years before science had the tools to find it. And I'm not telling you that the ancient traditions were doing science. I'm telling you they were observing something real, something that science is only now developing the instruments to measure, something that was always there, waiting to be found. So here's a question this episode leaves with you. If your fascia is piezoelectric generator, then movement is more than exercise. It's an electrical cultivation. If it's a liquid crystal communication network, then restriction is more than tightness. It's a signal interference. If the water inside is structured and energetic, then hydration is more than maintenance. It is energetic sustenance. And if it emits coherent light as part of its communication system, then your body is not a machine that happens to be alive. It is a living field, and a living field responds to things a machine never could. Intention, attention, state, and environment. In episode 7, the esoteric layer, we're going to take everything we built across 6 episodes and we're going to lay it against the ancient frameworks like Kabbalah, Tantra, Taoism, and Hermetic traditions, the systems that map the subtle energy body long before anatomy existed. And we're going to ask, what were they actually seeing? And the answer is closer than you think. So I'll see you there.